Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. And tonight we're apparently getting the reveal of the next set of special heroes into the game, the New Year's heroes that are going to be dropping in the middle of the week. I was expecting this trailer to hit tomorrow at the earliest. I don't know what anybody else was thinking, but that was my plan. So this caught me off guard. I had to stop everything that I was doing, start up the OBS and everything to start recording this. So I'm a little frazzled, but I pulled it up, it's loaded, it's here, it's in HD. I haven't looked at the screen, I haven't looked at the title of the trailer, so we're going to watch it together for the first time after the splash so we can react to each of the characters, and then we'll obviously go through once again to go through the individual skills. So let's get started. I'm excited. We know it can't be Camilla, there's already a New Year's Camilla, but there's all kinds of units it could be that would be very exciting, so I'm going to look up right about now. Oh my god! Wow, it's Plumeria! Oh god, she looks great! Jeez, okay. Flying Archer. So are we gonna get OCs? That's kind of interesting because last year we got the duo Alphonse and Sharena, so that might be what they're doing for New Year's now. I'm not sure, but Plumeria, she looks great. So, oh wait, okay, so they're putting at least one OC. Obviously, this is going to be Valoria. Huh. Interesting. That actually is on theme, because last year... Okay, well, we can talk about that later. Valoria looks really cute. And I like the little ribbon that she has in her wolf form. Oh, that's... Or like, bow, whatever it is. Oh, we're getting the refreshed Kitsune. Hey there, Kaden. Showing off those tails, right? Refreshed Fang, okay. And see what adornments he's got on. Looks like he keeps the little muffled scarf thing. Alfar Dream Duo. That's interesting. Peony and Triandra?
Right behind you.
Okay. Looks like they are going to be a flying dancer. Bond of the Alfar. And their art's really nice too. I feel like Plumeria is kind of left out of the party, you know? It's kind of an odd pairing. I would think that Triandra and Plumeria would be the duo unit, if anything.
Let's go.
Okay, it's a very cutesy style. And there's Mirabilis.
My warmest greetings.
Well, I feel like... Okay.
I've got my eye out.
It's either attacking art, tying a little ribbon. That's a very cute animation. Alright, so we are getting Beyond Dreaming, a paralogue story, of course. Let's see if there is... Oh, wait, these heroes also appear in this... Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what's happening? Okay. Wait, they're bringing back some New Year's seasonals from last year. How is this going to work with the rates? Impress me. 6% focus appearance rate. Okay, hold on. We gotta back this up. Anything else? Are they gonna reveal like the special pity sparking system? No, they didn't extend it from the Christmas banner. Okay, so wait. Okay, hold the phone. 5-star focus appearance rate at 6%. The non-focus 5-star category will be set to 2%. So that's a total of an 8% 5-star rate. Okay, I like that. It's an overall 8% 5-star rate. However, so this 6% is going to be split amongst 7 characters. Or, I can't count. 8 characters. Excuse me. Okay, so that does mean that each of the characters does have a 0.75% rate. It's the same individual rate as if it were a 3% banner, like a 3% focus rate, with 4 units on it. So nothing has changed as far as the individual rate is concerned. Now, some people might be concerned, of course, about getting quote-unquote pity broken, right? By, let's say you're going for duo Alphonse and you get Valoria, or you're going for Selkie and you get Plumeria, whatever that might be. But bear in mind that they did institute those changes where you don't get pity broken so much as you get pity dinged, right? It just lowers your percentage down by whatever that percentage is, like 2% total. And any pity increase or pity change other, like less than 2% is really insignificant. So it doesn't, it wouldn't really make a big difference anyway. So that's really fascinating. I'm wondering if they're going to start instituting this going forward. Again, it doesn't change the individual rates. It lets you get another opportunity at the New Year's units from last year. That's really interesting. And I like that they're testing out new things here. Like they're trying different tactics to see, I guess, how receptive the fans and the players are to it. And they're trying to adjust accordingly. Like, think about the adjustments that they made to the summoning from the Fey channel. Think about the adjustments that they made for the Christmas banner, even though that was kind of a holiday thing. And then think about the change that they're making here. I feel like there's a lot of interesting potential, and maybe this is their way of dealing with the fact that they're starting to pile up on the legendary. I mean, not on the legendary, on the seasonal banners. I don't know. Maybe this is their solution to it. But this is the New Year. Is that Omega Special Heroes? Whatever that symbol is. Starting on the 31st of December all the way until the 31st of January. So again, a full month to summon for these heroes, and it's even color distribution, and in fact, even color distribution across all 8 units. Of course, it is worth noting that Kaden appears to be the 4-star focus unit. So not only is this going to feature an elevated focus rate overall to get a focus hero, but you're also going to have a 4-star focus in here in the form of Kaden. So I'm intrigued for sure. That's a very interesting change. So I'm intrigued. It's a very interesting change. I think generally a positive one. I'm trying to kind of think it through a little bit to see if I can identify what the negatives really. I mean, again, people are probably going to be concerned about the fact that they'll get, like, again, quote unquote, pity broken. But the reality is the rate is what it is. The increase in the pity percentage makes not as big of a difference as most people think that it does when they're summoning. It's just like they feel like the heartbreak of getting something that they're not looking for, but the reality is that the overall increase in percentage up to a certain point is really insignificant. So just an opportunity to get more 5-star focuses and more 5-star seasonals without detracting from the rate of the individual ones that are debuting on the banner is an overall positive thing, I think. That's pretty cool. That's well, anyway, let's reserve judgment on that, but let's definitely rewind, take a closer look at the heroes that were revealed today to see what they're all about. I do think that I guess this is what they're going for with the New Year's theme now. It's going to be OCs as well as in combination with another Fire Emblem title. In this case, it's always been, I mean, I guess it's always been beast characters, or at least for the past year. I mean, consistent from last year, it's beast characters as well. So I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at the individual characters. All right. Well, I wasn't expecting this, although it makes a lot of sense if we do follow up from last year. So here is Plumeria. I feel like, well, she is on the Legendary Hero banner that's out right now, and I feel like she debuted not too far back. But here we are getting a first seasonal of her. I'm a fan of her design. I think she looks fantastic, and she really rocks that kimono very, very well. I love the color choices you have the teals and the reds and the blacks and the deep purples, and those are naturally a reflection of the cascade of colors that are across her butterfly wings that are beautiful. She has the crown of, looks like thorns, and obviously her hair, the tresses of her hair from her high ponytail flow down, and they also turn into thorns, again consistent with that theming. So she is going to be a flying archer, which is not too populated of a niche. So that's exciting. Let's see what she's got. So it looks like she is going to be a dancer as well, or a refresher. So First Dream Bow is going to be her exclusive weapon. 14 Might Bow, effective against flying foes, of course. Grants res +3. Grants attack +4 to allies within 3 spaces during combat. Inflicts attack -4 on any foe within 3 spaces during combat. I see. That's pretty straightforward. That's not a bad weapon. It also doesn't blow me away, but at the same time, I think all of the fairies have kind of had this role of not only just being a refresher, but also being more of a support refresher, generally speaking. Obviously, you can kit them to be more offensive as you see fit, but this obviously fits the category of her fulfilling the niche of being a support flying dancer, with the added benefit of being a flying archer as well. So the +4 to all attack to all allies, the 3 spaces thing is actually pretty great. I like that they're kind of expanding the range of these buffs. And then the -4 on any foe within 3 spaces is solid too. It doesn't blow me away. I mean, it's not a particularly remarkable weapon, but it is going to be helpful on a team when she's playing support. Sweet Dreams for the assist grants another action to target and grants attack speed defense res +3 to target ally for 1 turn. Okay, that's solid. Inflicts attack speed defense res -4 on nearest foes within 4 spaces of target ally through the foe's next actions. So in line with fulfilling the support role, she is going to be providing +3 to all stats for the ally she refreshes, and -4 active debuff, so an actual like red number debuff on the opposing forces within 4 spaces, which is generous. Especially makes a lot of sense if she's going to be refreshing somebody from behind, then she wants to have extended range so she can debuff whoever the target would be for the unit that she's refreshing. Close Ward for the A slot. If Magic, Staff, or Dragonstone foe initiates combat, foe can counterattack regardless of foe's range. Disables foe skills that calculate damage using the lower of, so adaptive damage, and grants attack res +5 to unit during combat. So Close Ward is kind of an odd choice because really all you're adding, the benefit that you're adding to Plumeria here, or any unit that inherits this, is to be able to counterattack dragons up close, and that's basically it. I mean, so that you may as well call this Dragon Ward, because the reality is that if you put it on a ranged unit, they're going to be able to counterattack magic and staff units anyway. Yes, the +5 attack and +5 res would be good, but the reality is that the only extended utility you give that unit is to be able to counterattack dragons from close range and to nullify their adaptive damage abilities. So I'm not the biggest fan of these skills, generally speaking. I think their sister skill is much stronger, the melee version of it, just because it's more expansive. It covers more weapon types that you'd be able to incorporate into your defense. For the B slot, we got Quick Riposte 3, which honestly, wow, it's kind of a blast from the past. I feel like we haven't gotten a Quick Riposte character in a very long time, and quite frankly, I think we're probably about due for a Quick Riposte 4. I feel like they could have initiated and given us, because obviously Quick Riposte 3, if the health threshold is if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 70%, and foe initiates combat, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. I feel like Quick Riposte 4 could have been like 50%. I think that would be fine, and then some other added benefit effect, maybe a guard effect, maybe something like that. I don't know, but I feel like they could have. I don't know. It's been long enough where I think they could have added a Quick Riposte 4. We've gotten so many ridiculous skills at this point that I don't think anybody would bat an eye at it. But Quick Riposte 3 is actually still very strong. It's still a very useful skill. So I'm not discounting the fact that it is very useful and will be useful on her. Attack Defense Rain 3. Very good. So inflicts attack defense -4 on foes within 2 spaces during combat. Yeah, so that's going to be perfect for her because that's going to nullify the amount of damage that she takes, and then additionally it's going to amplify the amount of damage that she does. So it's a solid kit. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the Close Ward in general, but of course that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that she can't just swap that out for another skill anyway. Even a defensive skill if they want to position her as that in her role. So if she wants to be a defensive plus support character for her team, you can do that any number of ways by changing out that A slot anyway. So it's a fine kit, and she's a flying archer dancer, which I don't think is an archetype we have. I don't think there's any flying archer dancers. There are archer dancers, but I don't think we have a flying archer dancer at this point. I could be wrong, but that's pretty cool. So she probably fulfills that niche. Even if we have one, there aren't that many of them, certainly. So let's check out her attacking art here. She's going to, see a dragon's attacking her. So they've kind of positioned her as a dragon killer, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Oh, we get a nice shot of her bow here. It looks beautiful. You see the little fans on either side of the handle there. The bow itself kind of looks like it's made out of bamboo, or at least it has a bamboo design, because you also see like the little bamboo shoots like coming up the top and the bottom there as well. Plumeria is in kind of an action pose where she's like flying back and firing off a shot. You get a better perspective of how large her kimono is, and all of the trapping is kind of flowing behind her. Of course, as she's leaping back, she's pivoted back, so you get a shot of her legs as well here. Overall, it's just a great shot. I like it. I like Plumeria. I think it works well. She looks awesome. All right. So next up, we got Valoria. So renewed Wolfpup. So Valoria, a little bit of a sad sack here, but she does look very cute. Has her signature like black stripe in her hair. She's a blue beast unit infantry. Okay, all right. No, I don't think anybody's surprised by that, considering we saw her transform into her wolf form. She has her talismans there. Her kimono is naturally more of the blacks and the grays and the reds, which are naturally her signature colors. She has a cute little flower also adorning her hair, and as always, her ears are kind of downturned because she's a little bit of a downer. And you do get a little peek of her little fluffy tail in the back there. She does look very cute. So let's keep going. she's not about that celebration of holiday life. Alright, so let's take a look at her skills. Renewed Fang, 14 might. She is a beast unit, as said. Accelerate special trigger cooldown count -1, so it does have a killer/slaying effect. If unit is within 2 spaces of support partner. Ah, yes. So again, she's maintaining that that sort of unique ability that she has, where she's kind of dependent, or at least she synergizes with a support partner. Inflicts attack speed plus -6 on foe, and grants special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat. Grant special cooldown charge +1 per attack to support partners within 2 spaces. So again, we Velouria first came out, they introduced that element of the of a skill that's kind of rooted in the support. You kind of didn't see it make an appearance again until I think Layla had something like that, and then that's it. So like 2 units in a couple of years. So but she has it here. I mean, she's maintaining that role. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beast or dragon allies, right, the beast transformation condition, she's going to turn into a beast and grants attack +2 and deals +10 damage when special triggers. So that is, very similar to original incarnation. Okay, so the killer/slaying effect, always a good thing. The fact that she gets an additional +1 charge every time she attacks when she's near her support unit, and she gets a +6, there's a -6 debuff on the enemy for attack and speed when she's attacking, as long as she's with her support character. Those are all very strong things, especially if she's in her beast form, where she does an extra +10 damage when her special triggers and +2 attack. So as long as you're positioned and you have a team composition that can take advantage of that, it's going to be very strong. But otherwise, if you're the type that doesn't really rely or use the same types of pairings a lot, then, it's really not going to be all that useful for you, unfortunately. But for those of you that are willing to cultivate the relationship of Valoria with a partner, this could be very, very strong. Soul for the special restores HP equal to 50% of damage dealt. So Soul itself doesn't do any additional damage, it just does some healing. But of course, she does have the +10 damage effect tacked on to her Renewed Fang when her special triggers, so she's going to get some extra damage that way. Distant counter for the A slot, that's always great to have another unit with distant counter for inheriting purposes. And then Null Follow-Up 3 for the B slot, neutralizes effects that guarantee foes' follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. So her kit overall is very nice, as long as you're willing to cultivate that relationship she has with a partner, with a support. It works very well. So she's essentially always going to, I'm assuming she's going to be very speedy, because the Null Follow-Up 3 just neutralizes anything that's preventing her from doubling, and she wants to double because she has -1 cooldown, so Soul's at a 2-turn cooldown. She's going to be taking a hit, right? If she's going to be played defensively, she has distant counter, and then she's going to counterattack, which is going to fulfill the charge, and then she's going to attack again or double, and then that'll activate Soul. So I'm envisioning that's how she's going to play. Doesn't blow me away or anything, especially with the condition of being a little restrictive in that, she has to have a support character there for most of it to even take effect. It's strong, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's incredible, I guess, especially with such a stringent condition. But it's very good. Could definitely make use of this, no doubt about that at all. She's going to be strong, no doubt. Wait, she got 2 charge there. So she got 2 charge per attack, I guess. So the Soul was at a 2-turn cooldown. She took a hit. It says grants special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat. I guess it doesn't specify whose attack. Maybe it's just too late and I'm misreading that. I thought it was every time she attacked, but actually it's even better because apparently it's any attack, or at least when she takes the attack, which is perfectly aligned with what she wants to do as a unit, to be a distant counter. So, she instantly gets the charge and she can activate the Soul. Let's party. There she is, ready to go. I like the glow effect that she's got with the burst of energy coming out. Even her ears are kind of half masked now. They're not completely down and out. And you have like this radiant flourish around her as she's like swiping as well. It's pretty cool. I like it. Bam. Lots of damage. Okay. And here's the refreshed Kitsune. We've got Kaden with his luxurious fur. So here he is. He's showing off some of the muscles and torso there. He's looking very handsome as well. He's got the perky ears. He's got the big floofy tail. What's he got in his hand? I can't tell if that's like a talisman or a... Oh, it's a top. Is that a top? Naturally, his kimono design is a little bit more on the mature side. It's like the type of something that you might see a dad wearing, more or less. It's kind of how I picture it. But you do like have really neat effects, like with the cuffs themselves. You have like the black and gold lining, and you have the black and gold across all of the ribbons and the belt and everything else. He has a gourd on the side there, showing that he's really, relaxing for the new year, with the New Year's happening. Taking a drink, taking in the sights, and he's got kind of like a fur boa like around his neck as well. That much further enhancing how fluffy he really is. So he is going to be a cavalry red beast unit. Let's natural beauty. Let's take a look at his kit here. So he's going to be the 4-star focus. Just as a reminder, he's going to be the 4-star focus of this banner. So he comes with his own unique weapon, Refreshed Fang, 14 might, grants speed plus 3. Okay. At start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, grants speed plus 5 to unit, inflicts speed minus 5 on foe during combat. And then, if unit speed is greater than foe speed, deals damage equal to 70% of difference between stats. I see. Okay, alright. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beast, so the beast transformation condition, unit will transform and then grants attack plus 2. And also, if unit initiates combat, inflicts attack defense minus 4 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay, alright. So breaking that down, speed plus 3, that is certainly very solid. At start of combat, foe's HP equal to or greater than 75%. So we're seeing that the 75% health condition rather than like the foe having to be at 100%, which is what we saw with the counter with Bernie, when Christmas Bernie and lowering their HP by 1. I don't know if what I said actually made any sense. What I'm getting at is that it's different from the 100% HP condition on your opponent. It's the threshold is actually above or equal to 75%, which is a little bit more generous. And then he gets plus 5 speed, so he's ensuring that he's going to double more or less. Gets plus 5 speed and minus 5 speed on the foe. So it's going to ensure that he doubles, but not only that, it's going to add to the effect, the secondary effect that Refreshed Fang has, which gives bonus damage, and I believe that's probably going to be true damage, which is plus 7 max, as long as he has, so equal to 70%. So as long as he has 10 speed over his opponent, he's going to get plus 7 true damage. That's similar to Carla's Vassal Blade, I believe. So that's always nice. And then again, it's going to enhance his ability to double, of course. And then naturally, you're also going to, in beast form, get not only plus 2 attack, but minus 4 attack and defense, which means that you're more or less getting plus 6 attack, and then plus 4 defense, more or less. And foe cannot make a follow-up attack, which is very, very nice, getting a little sturdy effect to the Refreshed Fang. So it's a very potent offensive weapon. Swap for the assist. Attack defense snag 3 for the B slot. If a movement assist is used by unit or target's unit, inflicts attack defense minus 6 on nearest foes within 4 spaces of both unit and target through their next actions. So they're really pushing these snag skills. They've definitely been trying to increase the options that you have on the B slot for overall utility when paired with certain movement-based assists. They've tried that for a while now. I think the snags are the closest that they've come to having pretty useful B slots in that capacity, just because it's more expansive. It's 4 spaces, more range. You're debuffing two actual stats, so all of those things are actually pretty good. And then you have even speed wave 3. At start of even number turns, grant speed plus 6 to unit and adjacent allies for 1 turn. That's obviously going to work very well with Refreshed Fang because he wants to have lots of speed to make sure to get that plus 7 damage, and also make sure that he doubles. So for a 4-star focus unit, he's pretty good. You get a snag skill, which is, again, I think probably one of the more useful snag skills that you can have. Speed wave 3, even speed wave 3 is alright. Swaps alright. Refreshed Fang can't be inherited, so he's really going to be more or less a project. If you want to build up Kaden, you can, and he's pretty powerful. I mean, he has he has a good beast effect for sure. It's certainly useful. So you'll have the option. It's going to be easier than ever to plus 10 him because he has a 4-star focus and a 5-star focus on this banner. So let's take a look at his attacking art here. There he goes. He's going to transform. And there he goes, busting out the claws. As you can see, he's got the beast stone that's floating up there too. And again, for 4-star art, it's very good. You can even see a little bit of the burnt auburn on the lower half of his kimono, as well as the the overcoat that he's got, the tail ends of that too. But yeah, he looks good. Looks pretty dapper, ready for the celebration. All right, and then wrapping things up, we got Alfar Dream Duo. I mean, this just looks like a storybook to me. I feel like I could open up any fairy tale, and this could be like one of the splash pages in it. Like, the art is very whimsical, I would say, and refreshing and colorful. It just has all of those effects. A little bit more on the cutesy side for sure. And the art is done by Kipu, which makes a lot of sense. They're kind of known for that style. But it looks like they are going to be a flying green tome user as well as a dancer. And they are holding what looks like a dream catcher, which makes a lot of sense. That's on theme as well, right? Peony with her croissant hair, and Triandra kind of holding onto her as well. You have Peony on the one side with the more warm and bright colors. It almost reminds me of like an actual garden or a plant, with all of the green and the orange. Obviously, that contrasts with Triandra, who was known as the Nightmare naturally, right? And she has the cool colors, the deep purples. But again, that is softened a little bit by the kimono itself. Like I said, it's very storybookish. That's kind of the feeling that I get from this art. It is very cute. So let's keep going and see what they've got here.
Thanks.
Okay. So, Bond of the Alfar. So 14 might green tome. Grants speed +3, grants attack +6 to any ally in cardinal directions of unit during that ally's combat. I see. So she's basically going to be a giant beacon of +6 attack to all allies within cardinal directions. And that's an in-combat buff, which of course is a lot more potent, or at least a lot less reversible, I would say, than an activated buff. So short and to the point, I actually think that that's pretty effective, especially if they're going to be a support unit. +6 attack is nothing to scoff at, and the fact that it can be stacked with all kinds of other things, and it's in combat, which is hard to debuff or reverse, and it can be from literally across the entire map, that's pretty good. Gentle Dream for the assist, grants another action to target ally, so it refreshes, grants attack speed defense res +3, and following status to target ally and allies in cardinal directions of unit and target. Unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally within 2 space. Oh, right, the movement shenanigans. So Peony had this effect, except the difference here is that it is for all allies within cardinal directions. So there's additional movement shenanigans. However, the buff itself, the range of the buff, is extended to cardinal directions. I don't know if that's really that amazing, just because it's kind of odd positioning. So the movement shenanigans depend on having units that are relatively close together, I would say, or at least within proximity. So the cardinal direction thing, like I was saying with the limitless range, you don't really get as much of an advantage there, because you probably want to be clustered to take advantage of that anyway. Or if you're going to be taking advantage of that, you're going to be clustered anyway, if that makes sense. Attack speed bond 4. If unit is adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed +7 to unit and neutralizes unit's penalties to attack and speed during combat. The bond 4 skills are excellent, and attack speed is naturally a very strong variation of that. So very, very good A-slot skill. I thought this said Res Catnip 3. Res Cantrip 3. If Sing or Dance is used, inflicts Res -7 on nearest foes within 4 spaces of unit through their next actions. Okay, so we've seen the cantrip before, and again, I think they're trying to amplify and make these dance B-slot skills more effective, or more useful, more coveted. This is definitely the best variation of these types of skills, so they can see they could see their place, but ultimately it's got steep competition for the B-slot naturally. You could use something like a chill skill. Even like things like Wings of Mercy are very, very useful for flying dance, or any dancers really. Joint Drive Attack for the C slot. Grants attack +4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack +4 to unit during combat. I think the Joint Drive skills are actually very, very strong, so I think that is definitely a potent C slot skill for her in the support role that they would be playing together. So let's see their attacking art. I think that overall it's a solid kit. It's a solid kit. I am curious what their duo skill is going to be. So here they are in their attacking art. Looks like they're casting the Dreamcatcher forward. Peony looks like super young here, I feel. She looks very, very small compared to Triandra. You get to see a little bit of the thorny vine here that Triandra has in her outstretched arm. But yeah, I like it. It's cute. They look very good together. I will say that much. And I really love the attack animation here with the bowstring and then it getting pulled and tied. Alright, so let's take a look at their duo skill. Grants another action, attack, speed, defense, rest +3, and the unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally within 2 spaces status to adjacent ally with the highest HP for 1 turn. Allies with Singer Dance can be granted this effect as well if multiple units meet the conditions. Effect will not trigger. Okay, good clarification. Duo skills can be used once per map by tapping the duo button. Okay, so they are going to get the ability to essentially double dance on a turn. So the duo skill is going to act as a refresh. Naturally, their assist is also going to enable them to refresh. So some things worth noting, you can only use it once per map. That's very important to note just because you can't double refresh ad nauseum on a map over and over and over again. It's only going to be one time, one turn where they can double refresh, and you can't be sneaky about it and have multiple units with the same HP stat. They're going to it's just going to not activate at all. So that is solid. I mean, anytime you have the ability to double refresh somebody, that is going to be strong. I mean, no matter what, that is just a strong ability. So, I mean, I guess the benefit of that, or one of the benefits of that, is that if you want to use Peony as an attacker, you still get the opportunity to dance as well. Yeah, I mean, I suppose. Alright, so let's take a look at all 8 units together, because I think you need to in order to fully evaluate the banner as a whole. If I was just evaluating the last 4 units, the debut units on this banner, I gotta say, I'm not, like, incredibly impressed with their kits. I mean, Valoria, I think, has the potential to be very strong, but again, she's handicapped a little bit by the fact that she has to be with a support character, so that, you know, that condition has to be met. You have to have a plan involved there, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just, again, it's not as universal. And then Kaden, I think, is very strong with his weapon. And again, the ability to be able to +10 him is going to be very easy on this. Well, comparatively speaking, it's going to be pretty easy on this banner. You have Plumeria, who I do think can be pretty strong. I'm curious what her stat line is going to be. Because I think that they're trying to position her as being more enemy phase oriented. So if that's the case, she probably is going to have some pretty decent defenses. Obviously, she's going to have a lot of support abilities, and then you have the duo of Peony and Triandra, who I think are going to be very strong with the double dance ability or double refresh ability. And in general, she's going to provide great support, map-wide support to all of her allies as well. So they're definitely solid. I will say that I think that the Beast units from last year are stronger than the showing this year, just in terms of overall universal ability with Selkie and Leaf. I think that those two are probably a little bit stronger. Anna, I remember being very solid. She was, of course, the first Anna ult we got, so that in and of itself was exciting. And then you have Duo Alphonse, who, if I'm being completely honest, is probably the best unit on this banner. Probably. They're very good. So yeah, blue, you've got Duo Alphonse and Valoria. So that's a strong color for sure. And then for green, you've got Leaf, and then the duo of Peony and Triandra. In terms of value, and value is subjective, it's going to depend on your barracks and what you need. But I would say that blue and green are probably the highest priorities just because they each have a duo unit and they're both very strong with a duo unit and have a supplementary hero that's also very strong. And then I would put colorless just closely behind, and then red kind of bringing up the rear. And I say that but I do think that Anna had a lot of useful skills, and I think that Kaden is also going to be a very easy +10 project for people if they want to build up one. So, you know, depending on what you need, that could be completely reversed. But yeah, I mean, I think overall, just adding last year's New Year's units just adds value to this banner as a whole. If that's their solution to how they're going to be doing this, I think I'm on board. I haven't thought of a real huge disadvantage to them doing this. So again, starting on the 31st of December and extending for an entire month here, I'm excited. I think that me personally, I'm actually going to be going for Plumeria, and that might be it. I do think that Peony and Triandra look great, but they wouldn't be a huge priority for me to get personally. I would actually really like to get an Anna too, but I don't know if I'm willing to summon on Anna just so that I could also get a Kaden, because I don't really need any of the skills that Kaden has. and really I'm just summoning more or less for Plumeria's art and character more than anything else. So I don't know. I'm going to have to think it over. But let me know in the comments below if you're excited for this New Year's banner, what you think of the new format, and if you are going to be summoning on this banner, who you're going to be going for. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Certainly hoping you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing the very, very best for you, your family, and your friends. And until next time, let's protect those skies.